So today we're going to be learning about the sentence and the parts of a sentence. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify the parts of a sentence and explain what each does. And you'll learn the beginning fundamentals of diagramming. So knowing how to diagram a sentence with subjects, both transitive and intransitive verbs, and complements and modifiers. So the sentence is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought. That can be as simple as I am. I is your subject, am is the verb. It is a complete thought stating that I exist. The subject is the beer or the doer in the sentence. So it's what the rest of the sentence is about. It's what's completing the action or the state of being. The predicate is everything except for the subject. The complete predicate would be the verb and anything after it. It's saying something about the subject, so what the subject is doing or being. So I am a teacher would be the predicate. I ate a hot dog would be the complete predicate. The simple predicate is the verb or the verb phrase. So in both those examples, I am a teacher, am would be the simple predicate, and I ate a hot dog, ate would be my simple predicate. In order to diagram them for something like an intransitive verb, you put your subject, so I, in my example, and an intransitive verb, am, next to each other. What you do is you draw a horizontal line, which will be always the base of a clause, and you put a vertical line that transects, that's the word, it cuts through the horizontal line. That means end of subject, beginning of complete predicate. If you have an intransitive verb, the intransitive verb is the only thing that comes after this vertical line that transects the horizontal line. So I ran, she sang, he ate. Those would be examples of simple sentences that are intransitive verbs. So Mr. Laird smiled. Now a complement is a word or a group of words that completes the predicate. It means that you have to have it in order for the predicate to have its appropriate meaning. So I ate a hot dog. In that case, it is significant that I am eating the hot dog. Hot dog would be my complement in that sentence. And I do want to point out really quickly that complement is spelled with an E here, not an I. Complement with an I is saying something nice. Complement with an E is the part of a sentence. And then a modifier is the fourth part of a sentence. Again, that would be your adjectives or adverbs like we went over last week. In this case, it is just adding detail to the subject, to the simple predicate, or to the complement. If it is adding detail to the subject, it's going to be an adjective because your subject is always a noun. If it is modifying the simple predicate, then it's always going to be an adverb. And if it's modifying the complement, oftentimes it will be an adjective because usually your complement, especially if it's like a direct object, is going to be a noun. But if you have a predicate adjective with a linking verb, then that could also be an adverb. The way that you diagram with a transitive verb is you have your subject and your verb phrase. So subject, which is a noun, vertical line that transects it says beginning of complete predicate, which is everything over here. Simple predicate is going to be your verb or verb phrase. If it is a transitive verb, then it is being done to something. This vertical line stops. I want to point that out. It stops at your horizontal line. That means beginning of my simple predicate, which is a transitive verb, beginning of my direct object. So this is doing this to this. Vertical line goes through, end of subject. Vertical line stops, end of transitive verb. And then modifiers always go on diagonal lines underneath whatever they are modifying. So subject, always on the horizontal line, always first, followed by your verb or verb phrase. If that verb or verb phrase has a complement, it comes next. If it is a direct object, you have the vertical line that stops, and these are always going to be on horizontal lines. Modifiers consistently are going to go on diagonal lines underneath. So I'm going to show you the first one here, and then I'm going to want you to pause and try to diagram these on a sheet of paper or in an annotation app just to give yourself some practice. So the man ate a hamburger. In this case, stripping down the modifiers, you have the and a, the two articles, definite and indefinite article. So man is my subject. He's what the sentence is about. He's doing the eating of the hamburger. Ate a hamburger is my complete predicate. Simple predicate is ate. And hamburger is the direct object because that's what the action is being done to. So man ate hamburger. Which man? The man. What hamburger? A hamburger. So go ahead and hit pause. I'm going to resume in about 5 seconds, and I will show you the answers for the remaining sentences. Okay, so you should have done all the sentences on a separate sheet of paper, just for practice. So the first, or the second one rather, his dog slept soundly. Dog slept, intransitive verb. Which dog? His dog. And how it slept is soundly. I'd like to point out that both the and his are capitalized because they're the initial word in the sentence. You retain that capitalization when you're diagramming. So you would not capitalize dog, you'd capitalize his. I read the entire novel. I is my subject. Read is a transitive verb. Novel is what is getting read. And the and entire describe novel. She runs. Runs is intransitive. Quickly modifies how she runs. It is not a complement. My neighbor has a Prius. My, again, first word is capitalized. Neighbor is your subject. Has, transitive verb. Prius, direct object. A is the article modifying it. My son watered the lawn. My modifies son, capitalized. Watered is a transitive verb because it is being done to lawn. Which lawn? Article, the lawn. And then finally, the toddler played quietly. How the toddler played was quietly. The is capitalized, modifying toddler. But he is not playing a game or anything else, so this is an intransitive verb. It is all that goes on there. So the next lesson we'll go over diagramming ditransitive verbs and linking verbs. For now, what you should do is take the exit quiz until you get a 10 out of 10. And if you see a link to an exit survey on Schoology, please go ahead and complete that so I know if we need to spend more time in class going over this. If you have any questions, make sure you catch me, shoot me an email or anything like that, and I am happy to help you learn this better. We'll be doing this for the remainder of the course, so make sure that you get the fundamentals of diagramming down pat. It does get a little more complicated, but fundamentally it's actually pretty darn simple. Layered out.